You are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I was speaking to one of my mates about not being able to finish shit, and I guess YouTube was listening into my fucking conversation, and the first thing that popped up was some TEDx shit about the discipline of finishing. I'm like, yeah, I better watch this. This will change my life. As soon as I watch this, I'll be able to finish things. I don't even know what the fuck this video was about, because it definitely wasn't about finishing shit. So at the start of this video, he does this hypothetical. He's like, who would you bet on? Who would you bet on? I'm like, shut up. Teach me how to finish shit. But his hypothetical was this. He's like, take the 200 people you know best in the world. You give me $1,000 and one name. And then for the rest of your life, you get 10% of everything they make throughout their life. So you get 10% of whatever they make throughout their life. He's like, who would you bet on? I was like, no one I know. The first thing I would do is make 200 completely different friends. Because I was doing the fucking math on probably the most successful person I know. And 10% of that is like $500 a month. Who would I bet on? No one I know. I would need to refresh the whole group. And I really started straining too. I'm like, fucking 200 people. I must know someone who would be earning good. And I was like, nah, I can't think of one that I would bet on. I wouldn't bet on any of them. Then I was like, oh, I can choose a comedian as well. Take 10% of their earnings. And I was like, all my comedian friends are losers too. What am I going to get? 10% of a fucking drink card? Like, this hypothetical is a fucking nightmare for me. This is like winning the lotto, but like 180 other people won the lotto, so you get like $2,000. I can take 10% of anyone I know's income for the rest of their life, and that will probably be like $1,800 before they OD. And the couple of people I know that do earn kind of decent money, it's not really that decent money either. It just looks incredible to my group of friends. We're like, wow, he can do anything with $80,000 a year. Oh my God, why isn't he just living in Paris? So I was like, I'm not even going to give him a name. I'm not going to give him a name until I find some fucking better friends. That's what I'm going to do. Then he's like, how would you choose? What criteria would you use to choose this person? He's like, would you take the 200 people you know best from school and see who got the best grades? I'm like, I only know fucking 6 people that finished school, cunt. Obviously, I'm not going to use that. Then he goes into this story about there's only one test you can do in psychology that accurately predicts future success on all indicators like happiness, intelligence, relationships, whatever else. It's the marshmallow test. He's like, you take 3 or 4-year-olds and you put them in a room by themselves and you say, here's a marshmallow. It's your marshmallow. You can eat it. But I'm going to leave the room and I'm going to come back. And if you haven't eaten that marshmallow, I'll give you another marshmallow. So if you can just hold out till I get back, you'll get 2 marshmallows. And the kids that don't eat the marshmallows and get the second marshmallow, they're the kids who are going to be successful in life. And then I'm like, my kid, 110% would eat the marshmallow. He would be chewing it as you're telling him that fucking story. All right, listen. Here's a marshmallow. Yeah, listen. Can I eat the marshmallow? Fuck. All right. Listen, all right. If you don't eat this, can I eat it? Should I just take you directly to jail? I saw no scenario where my kid doesn't eat the marshmallow. I'm not doing that test with him now. I don't need to know he's going to be a failure yet. I'll do that test with him when he's like fucking 17 or 18. So I'm like 6 minutes into this video and I've already found out I've got no successful friends and my kid's a fucking idiot. And then the dude's like, Warren Buffett, he's worth $60 billion. I'm like, can I choose him? Can I put his name down? He's like, Warren Buffett doesn't create anything. He doesn't own a bunch of companies. Warren Buffett invests in people. And what criteria does Warren Buffett use? These are Warren Buffett's 3 criteria. And he starts at number 2, like to build suspense for number 1. So he starts at number 2. He's like, number 2 criteria is energy. Healthy people. People that when they get sick, they recover quickly and are back at work the next day. I'm like, I can't use that for anyone I know. My mates go to work when they're sick so they can save up their sick leave and go on a fucking bender. They're like, why would I use a sick day when I'm actually sick? It's counterintuitive. And I can assure you no one I know has ever said counterintuitive. Then he's like, the 3rd criteria is intelligence. Next. Not chess intelligence, not university intelligence, not school intelligence, I mean adaptive intelligence. Is adaptive intelligence something like when you get pulled over by the cops and you have some fucking drugs on you and you get them to leave without searching your car? Because I know a couple of dudes that can do that, but I'm not too sure Warren Buffett is after that. And then he's like, number 1, Warren Buffett's number 1 criteria. And he's like, without this one, the other 2 are dangerous. Without this one, it doesn't even matter that you have the other 2. Number 1 is integrity. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Out of 200 people I know, I don't know one who has that combination. I don't even know one with integrity. I'm not saying this for dramatic effect either. This is like playing a game of Guess Who. I have 200 people on the board, and you've asked 3 questions, and you've wiped out my entire board. And then after all this, he's like, well, just imagine if you knew someone and instead of 10% of all their earnings, you received 100% of everything they made and they earned in their entire life. Well, you do know that person. It's you. I'm like, I don't have any of the criteria either. I have no integrity. This is the most depressing, inspirational video I've ever seen in my entire life. What happened to telling me shit about finishing? The discipline of finishing. I'm like, I'm not even going to watch the rest of this fucking video. So basically, the whole video was go get a job. Go watch it. It's called The Discipline of Finishing. Connor Neal at TEDx. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks to everyone who's been sending me messages. Been loving it. Thank you to everyone who's been sharing this podcast with their friends and whoever. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Anyway, add me on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Subscribe, do that shit, tell your friends, and I'll see you the fuck later.